this happen for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And on Modify Your Life, we talk about modifying your life mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. And today, we got my co-host back. We could finally scrubbed a couple pennies together to get to her. I don't know where this conversation. Like, my tongue has been tied this whole entire. But this is like my third podcast in a row.
All day.
I'm not done. I'm not done being right. So before we get going this podcast, I got a question to ask everyone. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, this has been an argument. This has been a heated conversation, a debate, and I know who's right. I'm right, and and I don't want to be right all the time, but it's difficult when people around me are so wrong.
Okay, big dog. Talk that talk, George.
I'm talking. Okay. I'm talking. All right, so I want to get the guy on the podcast. So we are leaving. How do I explain this?
We'll be in New York while you watch this.
We're in New York while you're watching this. We're chilling. I'm chilling in New York, 3 degrees in my stringer, nipples hard. I'm only on my OF. No, I'm just kidding. So Modified Frankie told me, she's like, "Hey, we're leaving Wednesday at midnight." So in my head, I'm saying, "Okay, cool. Wednesday at midnight. All right, that's cool. I got to do everything I got to do at work on Wednesday, all that stuff." But come to find out, we're leaving Wednesday at midnight.
Yeah.
No. Come to find out, it's not Wednesday. Sorry, I meant to say Tuesday. We're leaving Tuesday at midnight. We leave the house at 10 p.m. on Tuesday in a couple hours to be at the airport by Wednesday. Yes, she's very correct. But we leave the house to leave to New York on Tuesday. So why would you say we leave Tuesday, but we get to the airport at Wednesday, or our flight leaves on Wednesday morning? Like, that makes more sense. But she said we leave Wednesday at midnight. It's Tuesday going into midnight, not Wednesday. Because then if we're leaving on Wednesday at midnight,
flight is at 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday.
No, you didn't say all that. You said we leave Wednesday at midnight. That's all. That's the only information I got.
No.
That's the only information. And she's over here like ranting on social media, and like all her toxic little friends are like, "Oh, he's wrong. He's wrong." But
it's a lot of your clients, so.
Yeah, but they're wrong too.
No,
they're all wrong.
So I'm going to say my piece. Let's say everything you're saying is right, which I disagree with. However,
no, everything I'm saying is right.
When I booked these flights, I said the time, the date, right? And I said, this is a good option because we'll be in New York in time to do your
you said Zoom calls.
With your group Zoom call. Group Zoom calls
I have one
are
on
Wednesday. So why would you think we're going to
have one on
get
Wednesday
there
and Friday.
Thursday and do your group Zoom call Thursday?
At the end of the day, look it. At the end of the day,
usually I did book the flight, but usually I book the flight with my email. The itinerary always gets sent to me. This time I used his email.
Why?
So
Why'd you use my email?
The entire itinerary went to your email, so you had all the information all along.
First off, I don't check my emails at all. That's part of your job.
Pedo.
Second off, next time, let's not you just book it. Let's have you pay for it. How about that? I stand on business with that. Let's have you do that. Since since she's so right.
I'm just
no, equal rights, baby. That's right. You
equal
guys
left.
Anyways, comment down below. Let me know. Let us know who's right. Please let us know right, because this will forever be a battle. And I know at the end of the day, I know I won. At the end of the day, I know I won.
You asked Big John for his opinion.
But there's nothing wrong with Big John. Is intelligent. He's becoming better every single day.
Big John almost misses every single one of his flights.
You said almost, but he hasn't. So therefore, it doesn't hold up in court. He's missed no flights. Almost doesn't hold up in court. I almost lost weight.
I'm gonna walk out of this podcast.
I almost imagine that. I can't wait when the day someone does walk out of the podcast. I'm done.
It's gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piss you off. But on the only thing that Modified Frankie said correct on her, and this is verbatim her mouth. This is what she said. She was telling me on her story. She's like, "You're wrong. I'm right. I'm big. You're small." I was like, "Well, that's right. You're right. That we could agree on."
Okay, Short King, go off.
That's right. That's right.
Stephanie says she's taller than you, so she's gonna
5'10" with. Hey, I'm 5'10" with Air Forces. I'm 5'10" with Air Forces. You know what? No one prepares you.
Go back to my Instagram and see him on his tippy toes next to 2 girls taking a picture.
Okay, those girls are 6'4".
Girl picking you up from the couch to bring you down.
Those girls are 6'2" and 6'4".
They're like 6'1".
No, they're 6'4". They're tall. They're volleyball players. They're softball players. They're basketball. Anyways, So you're wrong. I'm right. And so let's get into podcast, right? Let's get into this conversation now that we're done with this banter. I apologize for you
We'll
have to
never be
listen.
done with this
No, we
one.
ain't done with banter. We're done. This is what I like. This. I like this. I shot like 2 serious ones. You know what I mean? Like the sit downs, the solos, and
I'm your filler. Like my lips.
yeah. Damn, you beat me to. Damn, that would be a
do
good one. I hate when you take the fun
I
ones from me.
know.
But no, and I love being serious too, and I feel like every conversation that we have is a serious conversation. Like we always have a good topic. We never just bring like that gossip nonsense, like relationship. And if it's a relationship drama, it's more of like gonna be funny, and then I want people to learn, right? And I also understand that too. That sometimes we like stuff is it's good to be lighthearted, right? And with you don't take anything serious, like your diet. So I think it'll be really good to kind of go over that and kind of like talk about. My bad, was that rude? Was that rude?
No, keep going.
Okay. I got scared flinched. But no, like you're getting back into taking everything serious. And a lot of my clients, you know, and one thing I see is being an online coach, you know, I get so mad. Well, I don't get, I take it back. I'm over here trying to get them to understand that I'm here for them. And I'm like, I get mad. I don't get mad. It get passionate about it is that when they fall off for a week and they don't do a check-in and they disappear for like a month. Right. And like, I'm like, no, just book a Zoom call with me. It's okay. Like, but it was only 7 days. Don't turn into 70, you know? Right. But I know with you and you fell off pretty much since the bodybuilding show of October, which all of us have slowed down. Me, you, Big John. I think it's safe to say all of us have it. That's why I say we get back from New York.
It wasn't like a complete, but yeah, like
no, it was complete for sure.
No, I've been going to the gym here and there.
Okay.
I've
now
been eating good here and there.
Okay, it has been slacking, right? But because we know we don't go off of the one good day. Well, okay, you're right. It will
because since October, you're 100% right. But since October, I've only gained 1.5 pounds. But I will say it's because I know how to trick the system.
Well, your goal is to lose weight, though. So therefore, well, what I mean is like I don't expect you to go back to eating 3,000 calories a day. That's like not who you are anymore. But I'm talking about the new version of yourself fall off. The discipline that you built. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, we don't ever compare ourselves to the old version of yourself. Then you're always going to win. Yeah. Well, because, I did good this week because I'm not 600 pounds anymore. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, how is it, like, what are you doing to get yourself back on track? Because why I think this is a good conversation to have is because my clients and people out there that are working themselves, they don't live with Heavy to Modify. They don't live with Anthony Lopez.
It's a lot.
You know what I mean? And I also, you know, have to reel myself back in, but I've learned to do it for like instantly. Like I don't have any regrets with it. I just I gotta
have a meal.
I have a meal. Yeah, exactly. I could do some damage in a weekend. I'm very curious to know how we're gonna do in New York.
I'm getting a slice.
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. We know I don't promote freaking being miserable. I promote having
super restrictive.
Yeah, no, and I mean like I don't want to say the word restrictive. I just promote knowing what your calories are. What is your make sure they fall in line with the goal. What fits in with it. Some days you're gonna have more. Some days you're gonna have less. Okay, but how do you stay consistent on doing that? Okay, right? Because you consistently stay in some type of a deficit every single day, you're gonna see weight loss over time. Yeah. Now, the more of a deficit you're in, the more weight you're gonna lose. Yes, everyone wants to lose fast, but how can I get you to lose weight and keep it off? That's by knowledge and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Which you have a lot more of it now because now Big John trained you. I built your program, and obviously you learn a lot of nutrition from me because you asked a lot of questions. The biggest hurdle I think we have with you is that you love hot Cheetos, and that you have PCOS, and that's made everything a little bit more difficult.
I can't eat hot Cheetos that much because remember we had some the other day, and we had heartburn going to bed.
I go back to my old version of myself sometimes, and it disgusts me, right? Because I was laying in bed eating hot Cheetos. I was like,
they're baked hot Cheetos, they're baked, first of all, and we had a serving, not a bag.
No, I know, but still, just I think the eating in bed would like kind of give me PTSD. Yeah. But oh my gosh, I woke up at like 1 a.m. with like severe acid reflux. Like burning, huh? Like, it was bad. I was never do it again. Fire. I was never do it again. But that's a habit we're working on breaking. We built a habit of like having like watching a show in bed, eating popcorn, like definitely better decision snacking. But it's still a disgusting habit to have, and I want to break it because it makes me feel like the food doesn't make me feel bad. It's just how we're eating the bed makes me feel like disgusting.
Other times have been actual like fruit. Like we have a weekly fruit. Sometimes it's honeydew, sometimes it's strawberries, most times it's apples. Like, but you know, sometimes since I've been falling off, I've been bringing a little bit more of a mix.
What I'm noticing too is now that she's and this is like this could go so many different ways. This conversation, right? Is like what I'm noticing since she's been falling off, she'll be going to get a late night snack and I say no, and then after a while I start saying yes or I take a bite. Right now I'm not blaming you. It's 100% my choice to do what needs to fall in line with me. But the you're dangling the temptation and I'm seeing the hook and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna take it, not gonna take it. And I'm like, oh, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So now you're reeling in. It's gonna also help me a lot too because you know I'm supposed to have skin removal surgery in late July. We'll figure out once all the contracts are done and everything. Fingers crossed, everything works out. But what are you doing to kind of get back on track?
So there's reasons, but what I'm going to do, because I feel like what has thrown me off the most, I'll admit it's all been self-inflicted, but it's not structuring my days properly.
Yeah, and that's something that you've been more...
Because I've been just like freestyling life.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
Like I'm doing
that was a win, everyone.
But like
clip
barely making it.
Well, you know, it's not barely making it. It's just that you're not organized, so you're the tasks are getting done in short time.
With my time.
Yeah, you're busy. You're not efficient, and it's so funny like having this conversation with you, right? Because how long? I was have a conversation like this with Nick, and he's the one that really helped me on my time management and stuff like that. I'll forever be grateful for that. Shout out to my coach Nick. Is that like being busy is like the cool thing to be, but being efficient is real badass. Yeah. Right. And so like now that we're focusing on your time management and now you're focusing on reeling everything back in, like, and I know this time around is a lot harder for you. I noticed it.
It is harder for me because I feel like I'm like at a point in my weight loss where I'm just like, I mean, I could stay here. That's a possibility that I'd be like okay with, right?
Yeah.
But it's not something I'd be happy with.
Yeah, and we're not average in this house.
Yeah.
And you have a whole community that's looking at you.
I do.
You're building a freaking army that hates me.
Yeah.
No, they don't hate me, but it's cool. It's cool banter.
I could be a dictator for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think you're already becoming a dictator with the nonsense you post and how much even my own clients are going against me.
The gaslighting.
The gaslighting you do is disgusting, right?
Amazing. It's beautiful art.
It's quite disgusting. Okay. And then they'll have the audacity to have a one-on-one Zoom call with me and tell me their problems. How dare them? No, honestly, I love our clients. Like
they're awesome.
They're awesome. Yeah. It's so amazing. Like I love that I talk to them every week. Like I know these people. I don't need to search up their name and see what they're. You know what I mean? Like I know them. And
we're meeting up with some in New York.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We're going to a wedding for one in I believe June.
Excited.
Like you really, you like. What I notice about you is that. So internally for me, everything is black and white, right? So like for me, it's like, well, work is work. But for you, work is like, well, this is like my family.
Well, you know,
you're building.
They're humans. They're humans. Like I'm not better than anybody.
And you're bleeding that into me because I get so involved.
Yeah, because well, think about it. Like I'm not saying names. I will love to say names, but I think about like, you know, the conversations I have with someone just joining my program that is overcoming a substance abuse and is in a horrible mental state, and then they completely change their life around. They have abs, they have muscles, and then now they're buying their first house. Like I got to watch that person grow. I got to be part of their story. I'm not his story. I'm part of his story. Mm-hmm. And because of our conversations and our game planning, he is winning, right? Like it is
That's one example. There's so many.
Yeah,
there's
so many different ones. But like how many, you know, what's better than that? Like I'll forever be able to have a conversation with him and I'll be able to remember who he once was and who he is now. And like, it's to watch him grow these people grow into amazing, like even just you, you know what I mean? Like you were raised that you were only worth a certain amount if a guy liked you, or you're supposed to be in the kitchen, X, Y, and Z. You weren't good enough to go to college. You now are going back to school to get your high school diploma. You own a 6-figure company. You were you stand on 100% business. You're very, very smart and intelligent in what you do. And you literally run the whole back end of having a Modified. Mm-hmm. Like you know how to do everything that needs to be done. You know how to, you know, from the calls to the for coaching to, you know, helping with content and cooking. Like, you know what I mean? Like you were once put in a glass and you broke through that shit.
I'm her.
You know what I mean? And you're becoming her.
Yeah. I'm her, but like hers like chilling right now.
Hers a little thick.
Yeah.
We're working on taking some K's away.
Yeah. C's.
C.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Too many K's.
Okay, my bad. My bad. You're right. All right, y'all won't get canceled.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. But it's amazing to watch you like evolve. So like, if I'm impressed to how you evolved as my own girlfriend, why wouldn't I be impressed with someone else that I also know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So it's like it's just really uplifting. It's like, and it's really motivating. Like I feel like I honestly have the cheat sheet to being successful in my own journey because I'm surrounded by so many people that want to be successful. Like where I just like, all right, I can't be letting my clients outwork me. I can't be letting Frankie outwork me, Big John. Like, you know what I mean? So it's constantly working.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And be honest, you won't hurt my feelings.
I'm better looking.
Between your clients and myself, who's harder to guide? Obviously, no names.
You know what? I have to be honest. It's going to be you and Big John. You guys are harder to guide, and I mean this in no disrespect. Mm-hmm. But you guys, I feel... How do I put this in words? You
called us
and
kids
Big
the other
John,
day.
you and Big John, how do I say this without coming out rude?
Okay,
You
so the
and
potential's
Big
there,
John-
obviously, right?
You and Big John don't appreciate who you guys have, like as in me, like the knowledge that I could really bring to you guys because you guys are my friend. You don't look at me as heavy to modified. You look at me as Anthony Lopez, and you don't look at me as Anthony Lopez on a freaking poster being a keynote speaker. You just look at me as Anthony Lopez,
That's
the
my
one
boo.
exactly. And Big John, the same thing. I'm just Anthony Lopez's best friend, and so it's harder to get through to you guys than it is to my clients because my clients see me as Anthony Lopez, weight loss journey, online coach, life coach, discipline, consistency, accountability.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit more respect for me when it comes into
What you say,
what
and
I
how
say,
you
and
guide.
how I guide, compared to like they have a white canvas, like they look at me a certain way, and a blank canvas, and how you guys look at me is just we're friends. So it's like when I say something, I feel like it doesn't get taken as seriously as it is with my online clients. So you guys are definitely
Like it
harder
doesn't
because
hit the same?
we just had a whole conversation the other day in the household, right? And not to throw you guys on the bus, but you know, there's things that I preach to my clients and I don't, so therefore it can't happen in my house because at the end of the day, how am I going to preach something and then have someone in the circle, in the team, in the squad, in
In
the
your
Heavy
own
Modified
household?
brand, the whole household doing
Yeah.
that stuff. So I had to sit down like you and Big John, like little kids, because think about it. What do little kids do? They make a mess and don't pick it up. What do little kids do? They take a dump and don't clean the toilet. Like, what do little kids do? They brush their teeth and they leave a mess everywhere. What do little kids do? They don't want to take out the trash. So I had to talk to you guys like little kids because at the end of the day, like, I refuse for me to be here and be the person that people look to help change their life around. And me in my own household to deal with that same stuff. I was pissed. I was living. I was like, no, we are not practicing what we preach and we're not preaching what we practice.
Yeah.
So I had to sit down with Big John and Modified Frankie and I called them out on everything. And Modified Frankie, just because she's my girlfriend, I hope
I get it
everyone
worse.
understands she is held so high. I can't even see her throne. Like, it's high. I can't even see. I'm short. I'm not that tall. Right? So I can't even see her throne. Big John also held high. I can't even see his throne. I hold my friends high. Girlfriend, even higher. Right? She is a part of this brand. She is like, people are like, if you break up with her, I'm leaving the program. Right? And I genuinely believe someone would do that. You know? So
Boycott.
I definitely set the standard. I don't set the, you set the standard. I hold you to that standard high.
Yeah.
So when there's little things that are going on, whether it happen for a day or a week, and it starts slipping, I know that those habits right now that are happening a couple times a day, a couple times a week, couple times a month are going to happen every single week for years. And I don't want to put up with that. And at the same time, I've changed a lot over the last couple of years of cleanliness and picking up after myself. And I've gotten better even this year. I've been focused on getting better even this year. Next year, I want to be better too. And with X, Y, and Z. So it's like, I can't keep on trying to level myself up and allowing you guys to make these same dumb mistakes that I talk about fixing every single day.
Yeah. Well, like how we mentioned that I've been like off and on since October. Like, it really bled into other aspects of my life. Like you said, like dropping the ball a little bit when it comes to like the household. It really bleeds into, it's not just one thing.
No,
It's
it didn't just start off with big things. It started off with little things.
Yeah.
Right. It started off with.
But I've been so overwhelmed. And I've been so overwhelmed, but I know what the answer is. And I know once I get back on track, it's not difficult.
No, we make it difficult. It's kind of like the person. It's like, I'm gonna go to the gym at 2:00, right? And then 2:00 hits, not ready yet. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna leave at 2:15, right? Starts maybe putting on his clothes, then sits down, starts scrolling. 2:15 hits. Oh, you know what? 2:30 because the gym's gonna be packed, right? Then 2:30 comes around. Oh shoot, at 3 I'm supposed to be at a hair appointment. I don't have time today.
Now I need gas.
And I need gas, and now I don't have time because now you don't have time because you just procrastinated for a whole 45 minutes.
I haven't eaten like a few hours, and like I can't work out without eating in
so
one wall.
it's one little decision of laziness that you let creep into this lifestyle that you're fixing and correcting.
Yeah.
It just kind of overpowers. It's kind of like, you plant a seed in a garden grows, right?
Yeah.
And that's what over time it grows. But if these, I don't know, like, what bugs are, right? But certain bugs start coming in over time. Yes, 1 or 2 bugs come around, right? Start messing up the crop a little bit. You notice it, but you don't pay attention to it. If you go for a couple months, your whole crop's eaten up. It's dead. It's no
like
good.
weeds?
It's like weeds grow like bugs come and eat it, start ruin the fruit and everything like that.
Okay.
As much as you water these plants to grow into be something blossom big and amazing and beautiful, you can also be watering these negative seeds too that are going to start creeping up. And over time, your beautiful garden is going to turn into freaking dirt and dead plants and roses and everything like that.
Yeah.
You're watering the wrong seed right now, right? But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. The same way weight loss happens over time, not overnight. Your bad decisions will happen over time, or over time, not overnight, and they'll start creeping up. And then the bad old version of yourself starts overpowering the new better version of yourself again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about it. It goes back to whatever you slowed down back in October, and then you kept doing it a little by little, and now it went to not tracking at all, not going to the gym at all. It didn't start that you didn't go to the gym every single weekend. It started that you missed one day, and then it started to maybe a week later you missed another day. And then maybe 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to go to the gym on Monday and Wednesday. I'm just going to go on Friday this week. And then you did Friday for 2 weeks. And then you didn't go all Friday because you got busy. So you see how it slowly creeps.
Yeah, I was hiding busy with an actual reason to not go or not do the things. Because I still meal prep for you. You know, I still do what I need to do, but I'm not applying it as much as I should. And it is dumb because, like, if you ask me, like, well, why aren't you doing it? I don't have a response.
None of us do. Same thing with me. Like, I had, like, I remember I even started to get slow because I check out when I'm going vacation mode. So for the last, like, 2 weeks, I've been checked out because I'm so excited to go to New York, right? But I remember I had my pre-workout meal, my post. No, it's been 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. It was about 2 weeks, but no, it was about so it's been a month. It's been a month calling myself out because it was a couple weeks before my surgery for my mouth. I stopped having my pre-workout meal, my post-workout meal. Then I stopped hitting my protein, and then I started to do it 1 or 2 days, and then I started to slow down. And then I had the surgery, so I haven't been hitting my protein goal. I haven't hit the gym since then. Now the gym is never something I lack on. I don't pride myself for going to the gym all the time. That's normal for me. But I haven't been to the gym in over a week because of the surgery with my mouth. And I'm going to take it back. I did go to the gym twice, but they weren't real workouts. I was in a lot of pain, but then I had to push through because I just mentally, I needed to work out.
Medically, you weren't supposed to.
I wasn't supposed to, but, YOLO, you only live once, right? So at the end of the day, my little bad habits were creeping in where I stopped, and then I stopped hitting my protein goal. And then I look in the mirror, I'm like, why don't I look full? Why don't I feel strong? Why da. And I know exactly why I don't feel strong. I know why I don't look full. And I know why I feel like my muscles are going away. It's because I'm not hitting my protein goal. Like, I simply know that, but it didn't happen because, just one day to hit my protein goal. It happened by 1 day, 2 days later, a week later, then it happened a whole month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it slowly creeps in. And what we need to realize is that what you're doing right now, those little corners you're cutting, they're going to come back to haunt you later. Right? Because then, you didn't gain a lot of weight, but okay, cool. You didn't gain a lot of weight.
Where could I have been?
But exactly.
Yeah.
Where could you have been if you would have stayed on your on track since October?
Yeah.
Where could you have been with your discipline and consistency if you would have kept working yourself since October? Like, that's the bigger question. Not like, I only gained 2 pounds. Like, no, where would you be? Would you be 10 more pounds down?
Yeah.
Would you be 2 more pounds down? Would you be a month away from being your first stimulus surgery?
Regardless of what the number on the scale would be.
100%, physically and mentally
so
and emotionally.
I'm definitely gonna reel that in. It's just like annoying because I want the reward already, and I don't deserve it yet, but I want it.
We all do. That's why they make participation trophies, but we don't celebrate participation trophies. Remember Arlo, you're like, if you're wrestling them, you gotta let them win. I'm like, no. I'm not going to let him win.
Baby.
No, he's not going to let him win. I'm going to teach him what it is to earn it. Remember when he was a baby, he used to get so mad because he realized I was stronger than him? And he started crying?
Now he's a good sport when you guys were doing
we're having fun. But, you have to earn that stuff. And, just think about this. How many people would you be discrediting in the weight loss journey by you just wanting the reward already and all these other people had to work for it?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like, I want to be rich or I want to be rich next week. How many hours in blood, sweat, and tears do people have to go through to live the lifestyle that you're working to have, right? What was that? What's my 2024 quote? We work while they sleep, so we live how they dream.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how many people would we be discrediting, right? By we just thinking that it comes easy, right?
Yeah.
And realistically, that's what you're doing. You're just saying, it's easy. Then why don't you do it? Because it's not easy. It takes consistency.
When what's been motivating me lately is...
Me, you're welcome.
No. Is...
Tough crowd.
Is becoming a mom soon, because then I think of like,
who's coming a mom?
It's only...
Listen,
I'm
getting
getting
you pregnant?
A seed regardless because that alimony check is going to hit. But what I'm saying is...
I don't know
the
who she's cheating
of being a mom, like, hey, like, it's not going to get any easier once I become a mom. So, like, I need to work on this body now. And then also I've been seeing a lot of stuff on social media of, like I analyze it now, but, like, the moms that, like, share whatever they feed their toddlers, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my, pure lazy. You know what? I'm not gonna say laziness. I'm gonna say pure ignorance and lack of knowledge.
No,
but it's like it doesn't make sense to me.
No, it's not lack of knowledge, because okay, say like a lot of people will like bash on them, right? I would never bash anyone. Like I'm gonna think it, but I'm not gonna put negative stuff out there because you're already getting it.
Oh, girl, you fake.
No, it's not fake. It's just I don't want to add to it.
Yeah.
And it's none of my business at the end of the day. But I'll see like other comments on the flip side where they're like, well, like we need to give them grace because they don't know any better. It's like, okay, well, or they weren't taught. I'm like, okay, but you also weren't taught how to make that kid, but you made it happen.
Oh, okay.
So that's what like I need to apply to myself too, right?
Well, you know, and how I look at it too is like, how big of an asshole are these parents? Because at the end of the day, you lived a whole entire life of being overweight. You've been miserable. You've been upset with yourself. You looked in the mirror, been unhappy. You got rejected by that guy or girl, and you're gonna raise kids to go through that same exact cycle that you went through.
And
now,
people
obviously,
also argue too the mental part of it, like, oh, they're probably going through depression, and it's like it's a real thing. I understand that, but you also have to think that you're this little person's world, so you need to get your shit together, whether it's therapy, whether it's talking to someone, whatever.
Or how about just doing the right thing?
Get the help that you need to get, you know, where you need to be, like mentally, right?
Exactly.
Because then you're only gonna raise a depressed little kid too.
That's gonna be made fun of, and if it's a guy, the guys are gonna slap
And
him in his titties.
the cycle's just gonna keep going.
And if it's a girl, they're gonna make fun of the girl. And then if and just like, you know, I would never want to raise my kid to be overweight, especially if I have a girl, because man, like I want someone to, I don't want to say this, but I mean, I want my kid to have a good childhood. I want some kid, you know, piece of shit dude to ask my daughter to homecoming, right? And no, it's like, it's not the right thing. You should really pay attention to beauty within. But at the end of the day, is that true? Is that really true?
We're not fixing society.
We're not fixing society, right? And honestly, say we're not trying to worry about society. Health is more important than anything. Mm-hmm. So if I have a daughter, oh man, I'm gonna regret saying this one day, is that I want a little piece of shit dude to ask her to dance, to answer the prompt, for someone to write her a note in elementary school.
Like, why am I
not unwanted? Why, exactly. I don't want her to go through that. And I know, like I said, we're going off of society rules. The first thing you see is someone's look. So why would you want to raise your kid, your son, your daughter, to go through a life that you've just went through, that you felt miserable and that you've settled for?
Yeah.
So if you're not leading by example, at least let them know the true side of being overweight. The true side of, hey, I didn't learn nutrition as a kid. I'm an overweight mom or dad. Let me change my son's look on health. Like, look at how many clients are by leading by example. Yes. Hey, like my God, like Arlo. He's like, oh, Nino, that's back when you didn't eat your vegetables. Like, yeah, because I tell him, like, yeah, Nino was big. He didn't eat vegetables.
But he knows not to fat shame.
No. Well, I said, no, he wasn't, you know.
He's respectful.
He's respectful, but at the end of the day, he knows. I was like, yeah, and Nino's going to get all his skin cut off because he messed up and he didn't eat his vegetables and I didn't eat good. And so now what does he do? Oh, Nino, I did push-ups today. I ate good. I ate clean, right? And like, I don't want anyone in my family to go through what I've went through. So if I could share the bad side of, cool, you don't want to change your life around, then tell your son or tell your daughter how you got turned down by that guy and that girl.
We're not going to say that.
Tell you want to stay overweight and you don't want your kids to be that. Tell them that you could, at age of 13 you couldn't fit on a roller coaster.
And that's what you're going to expect for yourself.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Give them the heads up first. Tell them, give them a heads up first. All right, cool. Hey, you know, I don't want to lose weight. I'm your mom. I'm your dad. Okay, fine. But I'm going to let you know I have high blood pressure at the age of 35 right now. Tell them that. Tell them it's hard for you to wipe your ass. Or you could just sit there and learn this stuff, and you could learn with them. You could start implementing this stuff now, and you start becoming a better person, a better mother, and a better father, and you don't raise your kids to live a life of discomfort. It is your responsibility. Now, it comes a point in that child's life where it's now their responsibility. And I feel that comes when...
But as a child, it's a parent's responsibility.
100%. But there also comes a point in your life and in my life where I had to take responsibility of me being fat.
Well, that's when you realize that there was an issue. But at 3-4 years old, you're not going to really comprehend. So it is the parents'
No, yeah, 100%. I'm talking about also, too, for the people that are out there and they're like, oh, my gosh, that's right. My parents didn't raise me nutrition. If you're fucking 30 years old, 40 years old, and you're sitting here blaming your parents, no, that's just a cop-out.
Yeah.
My mom tries to blame herself all the time, and I say, Mom, you did the best you could do. It was up to me. When I got rejected in junior high,
For the school dance?
For dating a girl. Your boy never got rejected in school dances. Chill. All right, chill. But when I got rejected from a girl that I wanted to go on a date with, and she said no, and I found out because she doesn't like fat guys. Now, whether that be true or not, that was my obligation to change the way I looked if I wanted someone like that to like me. Now, is that the right way to start? No, but come on, people think I was in junior high. Do you think I gave a hell about health? I wanted girls to like me.
Yeah, you just wanted the aesthetic.
Now it was health. Now it's nutritional. Now it's about breaking bad habits. Now it's about breaking mold of obesity in my family. But in junior high, do you think I gave a hell about health? No,
aesthetics.
I was aesthetics.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to look cool. I wanted the cute girl. It's just how we are. Just like you girls out there want to have the best looking guy, the fit person, all that stuff. Well, obviously, if I wanted a girl like that, then I had to look like that. I didn't look like that. It was my obligation in order to change my life around and change my mindset and change my nutrition and my eating habits.
Yeah.
And the day that I chose not to take that serious and the day that I chose not to fix it is the day that became my problem. And the day that you didn't get to date the guy that you want to date, it became your problem regardless of how your parents raised you. How do you feel about those apples?
Well, what helped me or saved me, I should say, is that I was never allowed to date in school. Like it was taboo, like you are not allowed to. So I was never put in the predicament to even have the option. So thankfully, I can't say I was rejected because I never tried.
Okay. You got lucky.
Yeah, I got lucky.
You got lucky. But yeah, at the end of the day, well, you need to focus on becoming better human beings. You need to focus on becoming a better you so you could help raise better humans.
Better little youth.
Better little yous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And get yourself back on track. Get yourself, it's okay if you fall off, right? Frankie fell off for a couple months. But the new falling off, though, looked a lot different. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. It's your obligation to become better. It's up to you to raise better yous. It's up to you to get out there and create the best version of yourself. I feel like I say that a lot. I don't think there's another way I can explain it. Because
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, but also to the same time, I shot 3 podcasts, so I feel like they all have that same thing. But it is like
I feel like some things have to be repetitive so it could really get ingrained into someone's head.
And that's it. It's work. It's hard work. It's discipline. If you've been messing up, if you fell off, change it today. Don't stop playing victim anymore. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It happened. You gained 10 pounds. Oh, well, let's go. Let's work on losing that 10 pounds. You gained 100 pounds. Oh, well, let's work on losing that 100 pounds. Yep. Stop falling victim to your excuses that it's hard, that it's difficult, because Instagram was hard to learn, right? Liking the taste of alcohol was hard to learn. Learning how to play guitar was hard to learn. There's so many things. Doing your job that you've been doing for 5 years at the beginning was hard. And now it's not hard because you worked on it every single day. So imagine what happens when you work on the hard things that are going to make you a better person every single day. Imagine where you're going to be in the next 6 months. You will know until you try to find out. And welcome to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified. And I cut you off because I have a Zoom call in about 35 seconds.
All right. Well, love you guys. We'll see you in New York.
We have a flight to do today on Tuesday. On Tuesday.